Your name?
Carolina.
Carolina. All right, all right. So I got this question for you, okay?
Sure.
What do you think about the recent war going on between Russia and the Ukraine?
I think what's going on is really sad,
Okay.
and it's crazy
Okay.
that we got to this point in the escalation between what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. I think going into a country with there's no reason for this to be happening. It's just a whole ego thing.
Exactly.
It's egotistic from Putin, and I think the worst part is that there's so many people trying to flee right now that it's hard to get help into Ukraine.
It's very hard.
Because of the backup of all the people trying to escape. And I was watching the news last night, and I would see how, because the men have to stay, how they would hug their children and their wives because they were trying to get them out because it was not safe, because civilians were being hurt.
Children are even dying.
I saw that this morning in the news, and it was just so sad because, we hear about it, but then when you actually see it, these people like being separated from their fathers,
So heartbreaking.
it's so heartbreaking. And I think, thankfully, I know that Russia hasn't been able to completely take over,
Okay.
but hopefully they don't. I mean, I know it's really hard to get help into Ukraine, but hopefully we do get that help in there, because they need the help. They don't, unfortunately, have the resources for a war. So hopefully either there are peace talks and peace comes,
Okay.
or hopefully the help gets into Ukraine where they are able to stand up against the Russian troops.
Okay. So do you think United States should intervene?
Do I think?
Do you think United States should intervene in the war?
I mean, we have the resources. I think that if we could help another country, we should. Just help, and then once the help is there, get out, because hopefully we don't intervene any further from that.
Exactly. That was what I was thinking. But you know what happened? So United States was willing to intervene, and then guess what happened? The president of Ukraine, he turns down the offer.
Yes.
I'm like, why did he do that?
I think there's just a fear that because we're such a power country, that maybe us getting involved might escalate the situation to an even worse
Okay.
situation. I think he's assessing the situation from his perspective, where he is, and I know the people of Ukraine are on his side, and so I think he's just doing what's best for his country.
Okay. So do you think like Russia will stop attacking Ukraine anytime soon?
I don't think so,
You don't think so,
unfortunately. Unless the sanctions hit hard enough for Russia to say, okay, this is actually hurting us a lot more, and they stop. But otherwise, I don't
How would you describe Vladimir Putin's psychological mindset?
know. I think Putin is just he has such a large ego.
As I'm talking to you right now, Russia is facing a lot of ban because FIFA has put in a ban on like Russia's team. They are not going to play in this coming World Cup.
Yeah.
Their banking system too is facing a lot of difficulties. So I'm wondering why he's still insisting.
I don't know. I think
He don't want to give up.
I don't think he wants to give up.
In Putin's mind, he's got to prove that he's strong. He's got to prove that he's the best.
I don't think he wants to be seen as the weaker link in
Oh.
this. He thinks if I give up, well, then they're all going to see me. I'm going to be a joke. So I don't know. Hopefully he does.
Hopefully he does.
No, hopefully
does
it
happen.
ends before more innocent people are hurt.
Exactly my point. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your name?
Ananya?
All right.
Shreya.
Okay. So I got this question for you guys. What do you think about the recent war between Russia and the Ukraine?
I personally just think it's very unfair that Russia has invaded Ukraine, especially considering how many innocent people there are. My tutor's family is actually from Ukraine, so it's very
okay.
interesting. She's very upset, and I just think it's very unfair that it's happening.
Same here. I can speak to it a bit from the Indian perspective. I think the U.S. has taken somewhat of a more confrontative stance, and I think India and other countries should do the same, especially when there are so many trapped Indian citizens, like around 16,000 students in Ukraine, which is really concerning.
Okay.
And so I think the rest of the world should really look to the U.S. example and sort of rally with Ukraine against Russia. I definitely think the U.S. could play a bigger role in sort of its support for the Ukraine people, but I think also other countries can step up like the U.S.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. Like I was thinking that U.S. should kind of intervene in the war, but guess what happened? U.S. tried to intervene, and then the president of Ukraine, he turns down the offer. Yeah, he turns down. So I was like, you guys need help. So why did he do that?
I personally do not have an idea about why he did that. That's very interesting. He might just not want the external help. I mean, there's a lot of things.
I know he may have his reasons, but people are dying. 7 kids died and then 40 people got injured.
Yeah, it's very, very
People
depressing
are
all day.
dying.
Yeah.
People are dying. It's very heartbreaking.
It is very heartbreaking, but I think by inviting more countries in, they're also prompting war, like a bigger scale war. So I'm thinking it might be a little bit political right now, but hopefully they get the help that they need.
I just hope so.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's not an ideal situation in any way.
Not at all.
When it started, I was thinking, oh, this is supposed to be just one day war and then that's it. Because the way things are going, it's kind of scary.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Throwing bombs. And then, this is not fair.
Yeah, not fair at all.
Your name, sir?
My name is Mori.
All right, Maury. So I got this question for you. Yes, what do you think about the ongoing war between Russia and the Ukraine?
It's just a horrible situation, and it's very. I was actually in Kyiv 3 years ago, and it's very heartbreaking to see the situation there.
Very heartbreaking. People are dying. This morning I just saw this news on TV, and then 7 kids died, and then 40 people were injured. I'm like, this is too much, man.
Yeah, it's just horrible.
Yeah. So do you think United States should intervene in this war?
I have no opinion of that. I really don't know.
Because I was thinking that way, but I think they were trying to intervene, and then guess what happened? The president of Ukraine turns down this offer. I'm like, you need help, so why should he do that?
I'm not familiar with that offer. I don't know, to be honest, but it's a very sensitive political matter, I guess.
Yeah, no. So do you think Russia is going to stop attacking like Ukraine anytime soon?
I have absolutely no idea.
No idea about what's happening.
It's very difficult to say.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess it could go either way.
Okay. We just hope things turns out to be normal as it used to, because right now things are getting worse. When it first started, I thought this is going to be like just a day war and then that's it. Mm-hmm. Not knowing like we are in a 3rd world war right now, throwing bombs, and then it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is horrible, and of course we just hope that it gets better for the Ukrainian people as soon as possible.
Exactly. All right, thank you so much.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Your name?
Lola.
Oh, Lola. All right. So I got this question for you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's your thought on what's happening between Russia and the Ukraine?
I think it's really sad. I know a lot of people who are from Ukraine, and I think it's just really heartbreaking for their families who are still there, who couldn't get out. And I think that the power has kind of gone to Putin's head, and I think he won't stop at anything until he kind of gets what he wants.
You know, the strong take the weak.
And I know Russia is now on nuclear alert, and that's a little bit concerning for the rest of the world as well. And I'm just wondering what will happen with NATO, what are kind of the implications for that, and yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so do you think like the United States should kind of intervene in this war?
I'm not sure. I think that it's hard to tell if the United States should intervene with boots on the ground, and I don't think I have enough knowledge to really comment on that, but I think there are other ways to kind of intervene. I'm interested in cyber. I think that that's kind of very important in this conflict, and I think that has a lot of, the United States can do some things with cybersecurity that might be helpful. And I know that the U.S. is also providing Ukraine with weapons. That's helpful as well.
So guess what happened? The United States were willing to intervene in this war. Mm-hmm. And then guess what? The president of Ukraine turned this offer down. because I was thinking they needed help. So if here is a help and then you just turn it down, I'm like, why did he do that?
Why did he do what exactly?
I mean, why did he turn down the offer? Because the United States were willing to intervene in this war.
Oh, and get Zelensky out?
I mean to help Ukraine to evacuate, and then he turns down this offer.
I think that he's a hero. He wants to stay and protect his country, and I really admire that.
People are dying. This morning I saw like 7 kids died, and then 40 people were injured. I'm like, innocent people are dying.
I think Zelensky staying there is a selfless act, and I think that actually helps morale and helps the conflict. And I know he posted some videos walking with soldiers, and I really admire him for that. And I think that
that's okay.
And I think that kind of bringing him out of Ukraine might not do much. I think once the president leaves, it's not looking good for him.
Okay, so that's mine. So my last question is: do you think Russia is going to stop attacking Ukraine anytime soon?
Oh, no.
No?
No.
Why do you say no?
I think Putin wants Ukraine, and I think that it would look really bad for him if he kind of backed out now.
In Putin's mind, he's got to prove that he's strong. He's got to prove that he's the best.
It would kind of look like a failed attempt, and I think that, he's very adamant on being seen as powerful and strong, and I think that he's not going to back out now. I think that he's kind of in a hard spot right now.
And he feels like he'll get taken down.
In terms of what to do, but I don't think that he's going to back out unless he's forced to.
I think he have to. Innocent people are dying.
I hope he does.
Putin has always been renowned as unpredictable.
I just hope
I agree with you.
All right, thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Your name?
Alessandra.
All right, Alessandra.
Courtney.
What?
Courtney.
Courtney. All right. So I got this question for you guys. What do you think about the recent war going on between Russia and Ukraine?
It's just very sad. Like, the human toll is, astronomical, and I don't know too much about the political aspect of it, but it is horrifying to hear about.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's really sad watching, another country unprovoked kind of be attacked, and all the people done. Also for the people in Russia, and the sanctions that are being put onto them, the innocent people who haven't done anything.
Exactly.
Their whole life is also being affected. So I feel sad for both populations, really.
Okay. So do you think the United States has to intervene in this war?
I don't know. I can't really speak to that. I don't really know what our abilities would be, or if we would help or hurt the situation. I'm not really sure.
I feel the same way, that I can say I think the United States are putting in economic sanctions, and I know that they might not be having the greatest impact directly on affecting Putin.
Okay.
But I also don't know if saying they should put troops on the ground. I don't know what the ramifications will be. What other terrible things could happen, and what could be the domino effect. So I don't really know enough to comment, unfortunately.
Okay, so I was thinking they have to intervene just to help Ukraine to evacuate. So that was what I was thinking. And then guess what happened? So United States, they indeed try to intervene, and then President of Ukraine, he turns down the offer.
Really? Wow.
He turns down the offer. So I was like, you guys needed help. So why did he do that? Kind of wondering why.
Was this when he himself?
He himself.
He didn't want to get taken out?
No, I mean he turns down the offer. United States were willing to intervene to help them evacuate, and then he turns down this offer.
Oh.
I mean, I think he knows better than I do what the right thing to do would be. But I don't even know that's crazy. I would assume that they would need help from everywhere, but...
Yeah.
My problem is innocent people are dying.
Yeah.
People are dying this morning. I mean, 40 people were injured. They were all innocent.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So, do you think Russia is going to stop attacking Ukraine anytime soon?
Probably not.
Why did you say that?
I just don't see why they would stop. It's not really following logic. I don't know why. If their intention is to annex more land, then I don't see why they would stop.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It just seems like it's an ongoing thing.
I think they have to.
I mean, yeah, I would like
they
them
have
to
to
stop.
stop
I
because
would like.
they have to stop because as I'm talking to you right now, FIFA has banned like Russia from participating in this year's World Cup. Yeah, they've been banned from like a lot of things. So I'm wondering why he's still insisting. He don't want to give up.
In Putin's mind, he's got to prove that he's strong. He's got to prove that he's the best.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just what happens in their government, I guess.
I don't know, maybe FIFA's not that important to Putin.
Yeah.
You know?
Really?
I don't know.
Why did he say that?
I don't think that might not be enough for him to stop. Yeah, but nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.